I don't train in a gym, I don't do crazy volume, I don't follow any fitness influencers or trendy fitness routines. I train exclusively at home using 3 pieces of equipment, and I look and feel better now than I ever have before. I believe the 3 biggest barriers to people getting the body and the health that they want, moving more, feeling better, are lack of time, lack of proper knowledge, and lack of motivation. In this video, we'll discuss the issues with modern fitness advice and trends, especially if you're someone with limited time, equipment, and motivation to work out. We'll talk about what you can do to make your training simple, including the types of exercises that you should do. And finally, we'll talk about how to design your own sort of roadmap or your own training routine to get maximal results with the simplest, most time-efficient movements. The modern fitness industry is all about machines, body part splits, calorie trackers, supplements, stronger supplements, and Instagram PTs all trying to sell you the exact same $99 program. And to be honest, I'm a bit sick of it, and I know a lot of you are also getting sick of it. So what if we could go back to a simpler time? A time before Instagram, before the body dysmorphia epidemic, before steroids were rampant in the fitness industry, back to true, pure, holistic fitness. The first thing that's wrong with modern fitness, in my opinion, is an obsession with aesthetics. So even as recently as 20 years ago, there was a much more holistic approach to training. There was a blend of strength, mobility, agility, endurance. But today's fitness culture is obsessed with muscle mass, being unhealthily lean, and spending hours in the gym a day isolating different muscle groups, trying to get the most hypertrophy possible. And if this is something you enjoy, that's fine. I'm not trying to discourage people from the pursuit of more muscle or bodybuilding. It is, like anything else, a hobby that some people have, but it does have a big knock-on effect. I think the rise of social media fitness has contributed to a lot of people feeling the effects of body dysmorphia, not feeling that they're big enough, not feeling that they look good enough, and it's no surprise that we're seeing rising rates of steroids, especially amongst younger men. The second issue I have with modern fitness is an over-reliance on machines. Machines may contribute to growth in specific muscles, one at a time, but they don't teach your body to move as a whole. And I think machines are a good entry point for older adults with bone and muscle diseases, or bodybuilders who prioritize hypertrophy. They're really good at isolating individual muscle groups, providing a set range of motion, but the drawbacks are they isolate individual muscle groups and provide a set range of motion. And the issue with this is that it just makes your workouts way longer. And like I said, I think most people don't work out because they don't have time, and they feel that they need to go to the gym and spend 45 to 60 minutes in the gym doing a workout for it to be worth it. And number 3, lack of mobility training. And I don't even necessarily mean doing exercises purely for mobility. You don't have to waste your time doing a full mobility workout in the morning. I've seen videos of like my full mobility routine. You don't have to do this. Simply doing the right exercises will place demands on your strength, your cardio, your mobility, and your balance all in one movement. So how can you simplify your training at home, and what exercises should you be doing? Well, this might not surprise some people, but you should be doing full body compound movements. And compound movements are any movements that use multiple joints and muscle groups. So think of exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, squats, rows, or if you're more kettlebell inclined, clean and presses, snatches, swings. These kinds of movements are going to be very important because doing one set of a compound movement will work multiple muscle groups as opposed to isolating different muscle groups, which means you're going to have to take longer doing more exercises and more sets just to work the same number of muscle groups. Mix bodyweight training with kettlebell training. This is my personal preference, you might disagree with me. Bodyweight movements allow you to put a lot of stress on your muscles, bones, joints, which leads to adaptations like increased strength and muscle size. If you get to a point where you're very proficient at bodyweight exercises, you can start adding weight, and this is going to grow a lot of muscle. It's going to give you strong joints, stable joints, and healthy muscles. Muscle mass is important. You need it, especially as you get older. And then combining that with kettlebell training allows you to focus on strength, mobility, balance, and it's more focused on movements and movement patterns as opposed to muscles worked. So for example, we know that a pull-up is used to work the back muscles, whereas a kettlebell clean and press is a full body movement. It's a movement, it's not a muscle isolating exercise. If you can find your preferred proportion of these two styles of training, some people are going to prefer doing 80% body weight and 20% kettlebell. Some people are going to be the reverse. Some people will be 50-50. If you can find your preference, how you want to balance these two styles of training, I think you'll be able to put together a really, really effective and sustainable workout routine that helps you build muscle, build cardiovascular health, mobility, stability, endurance, longevity, in a routine that doesn't take that much time out of your week, that you can do at home and that you can keep progressing at for years to come. Work with what you have. You don't need much equipment. You can spend $100 on a kettlebell and a pull-up bar off Amazon, and that can literally be all you use for the next 10 years. You can get an amazing shape with just those two pieces of equipment. And in fact, I only have one extra piece of equipment, and that is some gymnastics rings. They cost me about $40 on Amazon. So overall, you're looking at about $150 for a very small, very compact home gym that can last you for decades if you pick the right movements. If you have no equipment, you can use your furniture. And even if you have no furniture and for some reason you live in a completely empty room, you can just use gravity. You can do burpees, do squats, do lunges, do push-ups. These aren't just beginner exercises. There's a big misconception that bodyweight exercises are only for beginners. They're not. You can alter the exercise, you can change the exercise. If you just change the technique, change the form, add something else in there, put a backpack on, it's going to make it harder and you can still progress even if you are beyond beginner level. Focus on looking better, but don't obsess over it. I think there's something very powerful about having more muscle than you once did. So filling out your t-shirts a bit more, being more confident in yourself. So when you meet people, you come across better. When you go into interviews, you come across better. It will indirectly open up a lot of opportunities for you. And even just physiologically, it's important to have more muscle mass as you age because that is what is going to be responsible mostly for your longevity. Can you sit down and stand up easily from a chair? A lot of 70 or 80-year-olds can't do that. And if you want to be able to be active into your 70s and 80s, you need to build muscle now. You need to build muscle in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s. There's things that you can do to build or at least maintain the muscle you have. So for the next few decades, you're going to have a much better quality of life. Having said that, you shouldn't obsess over it. Everyone's genetics are different. Online, you are going to see the top 0.1% of genetics and physiques. So even if you bought their workout programs, took the exact same supplements, did the exact same dose of steroids that they do, you probably wouldn't even get close to looking like them. So don't obsess over it. Strive to feel better about yourself, to look better, be more self-confident, but don't obsess over it. How can you design your own training program with these simple exercises so that you can create a sustainable workout habit? This is a potential roadmap that you can follow. Stage 1 is to focus on 3 bodyweight movements and get good at them. So push-ups, squats, and pull-ups. If you can't do a single push-up or a pull-up, I have a video that talks a little bit about progressions that you can start with, but I will make another video in the future. Once you have decent control of your body weight, then might be a good time to invest in a kettlebell. Start learning how to do swings, goblet squats, cleans and presses, and maybe even the snatch. Adding weight will keep you progressing, but keep doing your bodyweight training at the same time. Once you've got pretty decent at controlling your own body weight, and at using a kettlebell, now is when the fun bit begins. You can figure out what your priorities are and focus on them for 12 to 16 weeks and then reevaluate. You might have a period where you think, I really want some more muscle mass. Then you might focus more on pull-ups or weighted pull-ups that will add some more mass to your back and arms. You might focus more on push-ups. You might add weight to your push-ups. You may even graduate to gymnastics rings and doing dips on them, which is going to work your chest. You might add weight and unilateral exercises for your legs. Maybe you want better cardiovascular health. You might spend 12 weeks prioritizing kettlebell swings, burpees, jump rope, running, whatever you enjoy doing most. And then after those 12 weeks, you might reevaluate again and say, do you know what? Now I want to improve my balance. I want to feel looser. I want to feel more mobile. And then you'll spend the next 12 weeks focusing on, kettlebell techniques, the clean and press, other various kettlebell exercises that maybe you would want to learn, maybe you think would benefit you in a different way. It's so personal, but once you figure out the basics, you can then decide where you want to head to. And you don't have to spend the rest of your life heading in the same direction. You can switch from a period of focusing on muscle mass, a period of focusing on cardiovascular health, a period of focusing on mobility and balance. I think it's helpful to keep a notebook, keep track of all your workouts, the sets you do, the reps you do, the weight you do, and every 12 or 16 weeks, just have a reevaluation. Do I still want to continue with this goal? Sometimes the answer is yes and sometimes it's no. Both of those answers are fine and you can just adjust and navigate in a different direction from there. So overall, you don't need a gym, you don't need complex machines or equipment. You need at the very least a mat on the floor and at best a pull-up bar, rings and a kettlebell. You can get in amazing shape without dedicating hours and hours of your life each week to working out and whilst doing exercises that will give you the biggest bang for your buck in terms of time spent doing them and benefit that you'll get from them. So I hope this helped if you felt trapped by this kind of gym culture, feeling like you have to go to a gym, you have to spend 60 minutes a day at the gym. I really hope this helped you. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.